Yeah, what the hell? Are they?
We're live now, Fringe.
Oh shit, we are? Okay.
Yeah, we've been busy running from the fuzz, so now we're here. We're gonna be casting some Bush League games. We're
Oh wow.
casting
All right.
noobs, right? We had some casting issues getting Nexus commentaries in. Apparently, DJ Tyrant forgot it was Memorial Day, but that's been sorted. We've got the B team in here: myself, Daz, and Fringe. Fringe, you ready for this, bud?
So we're actually live. Just to confirm, this is my first time ever doing this. So we are live on it. People can see me.
We are live. People can see you. People can hopefully hear you. And we're casting
Okay.
Bush League. We're so far in the underground that we're not even sure if this is working properly. Reception's a little shoddy. We got the antennas set up on the top of the warehouse, but we're making sure we get this to you guys live. So,
Yeah. So thank you, Daz, for lowering your standards and allowing me to co-cast with you tonight.
yeah, no problem, bud. What's this first game we got lined up? You want to tell us about it, Fringe? What are the implications here?
First of all, I'm drinking a Negro Modelo with the Gankbush Squad koozie. But tonight, the first game, we have Towerbrand Squared versus Please Don't Ban Diablo. Please Don't Ban Diablo is pretty much a one-trick pony with lots of dysfunction on their side, while the Towerbrand Squared has been doing pretty well in the early part of the season, and it's kind of been iffy ever since the midpoint of the season. So it should be a pretty good game.
Holy, talking trash already, eh? You can tell which team you're rooting for.
I'm rooting for a good game. I do not want to see a one-sided game, so that's all I want.
Well, that's what we always want to see. Do you think we're going to see any cheese today? Any juice pirates like last week? Do you think one of the two teams is going to come up with anything? Do you have any strats you want to divulge here, Fringe?
Please don't ban Diablo. They love to run pairs of characters, right? So they either run pairs of double support or they run like double mage. So they'll probably run like another. If it's gonna be Cursed Hollow, I bet they're gonna run some type of Brightwing type of combination with like a Lily or something like that. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, it looks like everyone's ready to go. We're going to Cursed Hollow. We've got Tower Baron Squared versus.
Is my mic too low? Sorry.
Please
Zach
don't.
Zach says to sorry to interrupt. Zach says to up the mic.
Okay, I'm up in the mic. Up in the mic.
Okay.
Is that better, Zex? Is that better? Let's see how this goes. Anyways, we're jumping into the game. Here we go, guys.
Oh, the teams are wrong.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at this.
EBS and Zuni have to switch.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, we got to start the lobby up again, so we're going to be stalling for time a little bit longer. I had to cancel mid-go there, Alt F4, to make sure we didn't have the wrong team set up.
Oh, I get to swap now. I'm in charge, I guess.
Yeah, you got to bring me into the game. This is
You're here.
Quality. I don't believe I am.
It says you're pending.
Yeah, you might want to boot me and then bring me back in.
Bring you back in? Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. This is awesome. This is awesome for the listener or the watcher.
Oh, I know, eh? Well, hey, we got some screws loose. We gotta get those working again.
All right, I invited you again.
Okay, I am now.
Oh, you're in. You're in. All right.
Perfect. Are the teams looking good, Fringe?
Yes, they are. Oh, actually, Zuni has to be captain. And yeah, so do I make you the host, or am I in charge of the screen now?
Sure, make me the host. Why not? Let's do this.
How does that work?
Toss it over. Make me the host. Everything look good? We're starting the game?
Wait. No, Staden is the captain now. Make Zuni the captain, please.
Gosh, what a cluster F. Okay, here we go. Grizzly, we're not
That's
making
all right. No one's watching anyway.
Okay, ready to go, guys? We good? Confirmed?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we're going in game, guys. Cursed Hollow. Please don't ban Diablo versus Tower Baron Squared. So I feel like you got some insider info here, Fringe. Like, what do you think we're going to be seeing?
All right. So I think Towerbrand Squared has first pick. So I think they're probably going to actually, with Diablo being kind of nerfed in some people's perspective, I think that they may nerf or may ban Diablo here, but I don't know. What do you think about Diablo?
Well, I think
okay.
The show, they just don't want to see that at all. I mean, we've seen the cheese come out from Please Don't Ban Diablo, and Tower Baron Squared obviously just doesn't want to deal with it.
But what do you think about Diablo now?
I personally don't like him much at all. I think he's pretty weak. I think they need to probably boost him up a little bit to make him a bit more viable. But I guess we'll have to see how EBS does with him if he does decide to choose him here, because EBS, as we all know, is one of the best Diablo players in Bush League.
That's not really saying very much, though, right? The best Diablo player in Bush League. Let's be honest. We're all other than like maybe three people in the league, we're all pretty bad.
There are some good players here, though, and I think if anyone can figure out the new Diablo, it's gonna be EBS graphic.
But do you think that like I think some pro players say that he's really good? So maybe it's like the new playstyle requires a higher skill cap to get value out of him.
Yeah, I think that's what we're finding too. I mean, he dropped a lot. Like, what was it, 12% or something in hot slogs? We see the ban come out on Junkrat here. Is that a target ban for one of your players there, Tower Baron? Or not Tower Baron?
It's really confusing, right?
I know. But, you had to name the team after your brother, right?
Mm-hmm. So both Grizzly and Yelly both play Junkrat. So I think that's a pretty good ban. I think Junkrat gets a lot of value on this particular map too, because you're fighting definitely in choke points. So you can get, if you land a good concussion mine, you actually get a lot of value from that.
Yeah, what do you want to see come out here? Do you think we're just going to see some kind of standard first picks? I'm thinking like maybe some Thrall or some just generally strong heroes here for the map. Like, or you think we're going to see some globals? Maybe Jaina. Wasn't expecting that first pick. What do you think about that there, Fringe?
So to be fair, for those of you who don't know, I play on Tower Baron Squared, and I usually do the drafting, and I had no idea Jaina would come first pick. So they're doing something that I never thought of. So I think that maybe Staden, the substitute who's playing for me, is playing the Jaina right now. The one thing to look out for when it comes to Tower Baron Squared is the last pick, because Unicorn, the carry hero, likes to play a wide range of characters, ranging from Leoric, Sonya, and Malthael.
Yeah, and from playing against you guys, I'd say he's probably the best solo laner in the league, arguably, but also you guys always do leave him for the last pick, and it's good to flex into that last pick. We see Falstad and Deckard come out. Falstad, obviously, the global's good on this map. To side soak, then report to the objective on time still. Jaina, so what we think we're going to see with the Jaina here? I'm thinking wombo combo-y type things. Do you think we're going to be seeing something along those lines? Are they going to be looking to wombo with their team? Is that something you guys have practiced before?
That's well, actually. So we have Yelly on the Johanna, and we have I don't know who's playing the Lily on this comp, but I do know that Blemish or Blemsy is playing the Fall Side because that's his carry hero. So it looks as though they may be setting up something with the Jaina yet, but I haven't seen it yet. So I'm very curious to see what happens here.
Yeah, I bet Please Don't Ban Diablo is trying to figure out right now what to ban, because that Jaina is the scary part of this composition at the moment. Interesting pick on the Lily. I know you're a big fan of Lily. Do you think that's a strong pick here? The only auto attack they're showing so far is Falstad. But I know the troll ban comes out, not a second to spare. That's Tower Baron Squared for you. A lot of confidence shown right there.
So I think the Lily is really good in Bush League, in the Bush League meta. The fact that you can get it off your ultimate, the Jugs ultimate, in pretty safe fashion, so you don't really have to worry about that getting interrupted at all. So if you're in a team fight, you can actually get a lot of value. So the thing is that I was wondering why they didn't ban out Hanzo, because Hanzo, even though he got nerfed a patch ago, he's still really good on this map because he can actually clear out that the boss in pretty fast manner. So I'm very curious to see how this Please Don't Ban Diablo does with this team comp, because their comp looks pretty good so far, but we still need a tank though for EBS graphic. I think it's going to be ETC.
Interesting taking the Hanzo. Ooh, yeah, Muradin, that's an interesting pick there. Taking the Hanzo and Falstad into the Lily too. I know they both have a lot of spell power damage they can unleash, but that can be a bit risky. Hanzo's hard-hitting auto attacks can be countered pretty strongly by Lily's blinds, and Joanna's blinds too, not to mention. They're going blind heavy. Maybe we'll see a Cassia here? Is that something we might be looking at? Because, I mean, Johanna, Lily, and Cassia are a good little combo to put together.
It'd be nice if they actually had some auto attackers, though, to blind. That's the thing. So Cassia, I feel like, won't get any value because who's she going to do damage to? Like the Muradin?
Well, she still does bonus damage with the blinds, regardless of whether or not they're auto attackers. But Hanzo and Falstad are both fairly auto attacky. So there is some mitigation from the blinds there. But, I mean, if you're going the Cassia comp, you don't necessarily need to have it against a heavy auto attack composition.
Agreed. I just don't know how, because Cassia has to be kind of melee to get value, right? I mean, I'm not a big Cassia player, but I think you have to be kind of melee, like more so than Gul'dan is.
Yeah, and the other thing that they're missing too on the side of Tower Baron Squared is a lot of CC. There's the Cassia.
Oh,
Sonya.
okay.
So
all right, here we go.
There's a limited CC on the side of Tower Baron Squared, so it'll be interesting to see if they can hold people still enough for Jaina and Cassia to get off their respective fens and blizzards and everything on Please Don't Ban Diablo. And like you said, like they don't have a great target because Murden's quite a tanky tank. So it'll be interesting to see how they decide to take these engages, or if they're just looking to out-sustain the other team. I mean, they both have Deckard and Lily, good sustain healers, so this should be a long, drawn-out fights on both sides so far by the looks of it.
This has to be Leo. Tower Baron, if he's going to play the offlane, it's going to be Leoric. I mean, I can't see anything else besides Leoric where he's going to play her. It's either that or another, like a Brightwing character. Or maybe Uther, but I'm very curious to see what he picks here. But I wonder who's playing the Cassia, though, for my team. I have no idea who it is. It's probably Super Dave, but we shall see on that one.
Yeah, so I like the Please Don't Ban Diablo comp here with having the fall stat even to give that utility on the map to play them on the macro. Ooh, the Diablo EBS pulling it out last pick. Not concerned it's going to get banned at all. Apparently he still likes it. So we're looking pretty comfortable here, and I guess we're going to be rolling into the game shortly, and then we'll see how our first cast goes here, Fringe.
Yeah, I think Please Don't Ban Diablo wins this pretty easily. As long as they don't feed, they should win. Their comp is way better. And the fall side will probably go the Shakana ultimate because Blemish never goes the Mighty Gust ever. So should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think a lot of this comes down to execution, especially when we're not talking like pro level. You can look at a team's draft and say, okay, this team outdrafted the other team, but in reality, it's all about like just playing your comfort heroes and doing well. Like you can have the perfect draft, but if you don't play those heroes well, guess what? You're not going to come out with a W at the end.
Yes, we should see. So actually, we have Super Dave on Jaina. That's a first. So we have Zuni and Sonya again. Yeah,
Super
we
Dave
have
plays a good Jaina. I've seen him play Jaina quite a bit. I've had experience playing with Super Dave, and he's had a lot of competitive experience too in Chair League. He's played in Chair League at least 3 seasons, I believe, if not 4. So let's see if I can figure out how these controls work here. Zooming out, look at that. We're in game. If anyone's wondering why it's looking a little widescreeny here, it's because I've got a widescreen monitor set up, so you're gonna have some black bars top and bottom. So on Tower Baron Squared, we've got Grizzly on Cassia, Staden on Lily, looks like, Super Dave on Jaina, Yelly on Joanna, and Zuni is on Sonya. Zunicorn on Sonya. He's the one to watch. He's always a very strong hero here. And on the side of Please Don't Ban Diablo, who do we have here?
We have EBS Graphic on Diablo. We have Tower Baron on Murden. We have Blemsy on Falstad, Loxley on Hanzo, and Ghost Bear on Deckard Cain.
It looks like we might be having some laggy issues. Hopefully that's not going to be too much here. You can just kind of do the commentary. Looks like we see Tower Baron Square trying to go down to the bottom lane.
There's 3 bottom. I think they just, I don't know what they're doing. I think they just want to siege. I think they're just going to do a 3-1-1 comp and just try to siege with it. But Jaina as a solo laner is kind of iffy because if you don't look at the mini map, especially when there's a Diablo on the enemy team, she can get ganked pretty easily. So let's see. Right now, so Deckard Cain and Hanzo are both coming bottom to respond to the bot lane. Deckard Cain is going the longest way possible to get to the bot lane, but we have Zunicorn and Falstad in the top lane.
They're
just
trying to get a pick on Yelly, but he's got Unstoppable, runs out of that pretty easily. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how the zoom works. It is just the Z button to go 1 level. Controls Shift Z goes out all the way. Okay, so it looks like the action's happening in the bottom lane here is where we're looking. Oh, a flip from Diablo onto Grizzly. Diablo's in a little bit of trouble here, but he gets out just fine.
All right, so it looks like Murden's solo laning mid against the Jaina, which is very interesting. I guess you'd only see that in Bush League.
Yeah, interesting matchup. In the top lane, we've got Blemsy on Falstad against Unicorn's Sonya, so we'll see how that ends up going.
This is really funny. If you just watch the top lane right now, they're just staying in the bush. Each of them. They're staying in the bush, just like palling around.
Well,
While,
there's no reason to do anything other than soak experience. I mean, that's a solid strategy, right? And Zunicorn's looking to get aggressive, and Blemsy just barrel rolls out of that one. Nice little dodge there. Oh, something's happening mid lane here. Tower Baron's getting aggressive, trying to get some deeps on Grizzly. But he's just going to walk out of there just fine. Let's see how the bottom lane's going. EBS graphic. Oh, we've got some missing. Hanzo and Jaina are both doing camps. Looks like they're both going to cap him around the same time. Super Dave's a little bit low on mana, too. Going back to mid lane, Grizzly's low on health. But he doesn't seem to be too concerned. We've got a Trib going to pop any second now. Be interesting to see what happens here. Right. Falstad's still top, which I would have expected him to make the rotation bottom to try and soak that last wave. But looks like Tower Baron Squared might be giving it up here. We're reporting late. I don't know. They got 2 in the bottom.
Falstad just flew top, so it looks like they're going to try to. Oh, there's 4 top for.
Blue.
Looks like, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, Please Don't Bad Diablo is definitely positioned better here for the Trib. But here they are coming. They're just a hair late, but you know what? Like I said, Please Don't Bad Diablo's got pretty good positioning on them. Let's see if it matters. Got Yelly trying to push back the front line here. Doing a pretty good job of it.
So Diablo's bottom lane just hanging around. So
yeah, Red's got to take advantage of this. Tower Baron Square's got to get this Trib. They get it. Will they get out unscathed? Whoop, look at that. They get a pick on the Hanzo. So hopefully this strategy doesn't backfire for Please Don't Ban Diablo. I mean, they're ahead in experience, but not by much.
So they're playing Diablo as if he's like a Sonya or Blaze type of character. Is that good or bad?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, we still don't know a lot about how new Diablo is going to work. Everyone's still trying to figure him out. Second Trib pops pretty early here. Red's getting aggressive too. Tower Baron Squared is awfully aggressive in the middle lane. And that was
the fastest second curse ever.
I know, but it felt like 10 seconds. I guess they were skirmishing for a bit after they popped it, but still, this was pretty quick and unanticipated. I mean, they got the camp here, which is going to give them a little bit of pressure, but unless this is a long team fight, I don't see it making that much of a difference. But here they go. Looks like they're setting up in the bush. Oh, Tower Baron Square's a little zoned out. Staten's a little out of position, which may hurt him. Oh, big root coming on the Grizzly.
Ooh,
oh, nice follow-up by Tower Baron. Look at that. Tower Baron's still going, but it looks like he's going to fall for his efforts. And here we go, clumping up in the mid. Who's coming out on top here? We're about to find out.
He's getting value. Blemish is overextended.
Is having some problems. These short timers, though, I mean, Murden's back up in 5 seconds. They got to cap this fast, and they are getting value from that camp that I said they probably wouldn't get value from. Getting some
Loxy may die.
Oh.
All right, he got out.
Look at that. And clearing the camp mid, trying to make the best of a bad situation. We've got Tower Baron Squared with 2 Tribs.
So this is where you need to soak, right? After the Trib, you want to try to soak as much as possible, get every lane soaked so that you can get to level 10 as quickly as possible, especially if you're the blue team.
We had a question about Jaina's build. Interesting, she didn't go Frostbolt for all 3. She took Fingers of Frost for her level 1 talent, which is a little bit unorthodox. Usually you go all Q talents when you're going on that build, but Super Dave, I trust him. He knows what he's doing, but look at this. We might have a gank on Super Dave bottom lane right before Curse Trib too, and I don't think he's getting out of this
body
one.
Blocks.
Oh, look at that! Super shows why he is Super Dave, even without Mr. Fujiyama or whatever his name is. Yeah. He still gets
and Tower Baron shows how bad he is.
You had to get that one in, right?
We all saw it. It's live. We all saw it. But yes, so with the death of Murden, if they delay this, they have a good poke. So they actually can delay this and wait for the Murden to get here. And this is the one they need to get because no one has 10 yet. So
it won't take long. No one's channeling the Trip though. They're giving a chance for Murden to come in here. Looks like we're gonna have a fight. Falstad flying in, and here goes. Ooh,
Yelly's on an island by himself.
Away. Tower Baron with the body blocks. Oh, is it body blocks or is he just trying to get out of dodge? I think that's the ladder there.
Who really knows what Tower Baron's doing?
Is this a divide and conquer strategy? I don't know. This is looking nice for a Jaina. If she has her combo up, she can get quite a bit of damage here.
It's a good kill right there on the Hanzo.
Yeah. They gotta be careful. They're all low on health. And this looks like we're gonna get a curse. We do have pushing mid in a bit. They're getting some value there, but let's see what's going on here. Ghost Bear's in trouble. Zuni gets the Decker. You don't
Nope.
want to be chased by Zuni. He often confirms that kill. Blemzy's low
So-
on mana too.
What you want to do? Well, I think Falstaff's gonna die here. I don't know what he was doing there. You know, Blemzy's one of the biggest feeders in the Bush League, so I'm not surprised to see him get called out and died there. So, but what you want to do if you're the blue team and the red team, you soak every lane. The red team should be in every lane right now. Because if they soak every lane right now, they can probably get to 13 faster, and then they get to 17 or 16 faster.
To be honest with you, what I almost want to see right now, they've got the heroic advantage right now, is try and put some pressure on a fort before 10, but it looks like they're going to go, or sorry, keep before 10. Looks like they're going to try and just take on the top lane, get some value there. I think that's okay. They've got quite control of the game so far, but as we always know, like, just control of the early game doesn't necessarily mean control of the game for their whole
Yeah,
of the game,
so that's a pretty good value. They got 2 tier 1 fortifications with that curse, so they may be going after boss right now.
Are they thinking it? They're definitely thinking about it. They're doing it.
Yeah.
Looks like blue might be considering responding. Please don't ban DL. Might take the bottom one. They got to assume they're on the top one. There it is. Falstad's clearing up the top lane. Who's going to get it first? Looks like Towerburn Squared's going to finish theirs off first. Theirs is on keep, so you'd assume they're going to get more value out of this. Questions are they both just going to go defend, or are they going to push with? Looks like they're pushing with.
Looks like the red team already assumes that the bottom boss is being taken, but they don't care. They just want to get as much value from the top boss, which is the right call. So the blue team should hearth back, and I think if they all go back and defend this, they actually can keep their keep if they do this defense properly.
As many people remind me in Hero League, keep is greater than fort. So I like the pushing with here, pressure it. You know, you're not going to lose much more than maybe a fort on the other side. You've got the opportunity to get a keep before the 10-minute mark. Pretty confident statement on the side of Towerburn Square. We see the Lightning Breath come out.
Lightning Breath.
His Unicorn doesn't care. He gets flipped for his concern. Nice gust. That's going to kill Zuni. But Loxley and Towerburn awfully low. Are they going to get out? Joanna's being aggressive here. We've got 2-for-1 kills. Towerburn Square on top. They're looking to get the keep here. I think
they can survive. They can keep this keep if they defend this properly. They can actually keep this keep.
Yeah, it's looking like it's a foregone conclusion now. Not a lot of damage between the Murd and Diablo and the Deckard, so they don't have much potential to go back. And it looks like EBS is getting in trouble. Apparently, Diablo's not as good as he used to be. Oh, they're looking for another.
Oh, that was a good stun. That was a good stun.
This is where you gotta be careful as Towerburn Squared. If you're not finishing or trying to
Ghost
secure
Bear.
a kill,
What are you doing, Ghost Bear? You can't go back in like that.
Look at that. I think it's going to make the run for it. Probably the smart call at this point. They're a little too early to finish. Go back, get the trib, maybe get the siege camp. Are they going to get this? No, they're just scouting in the bush. Sonya's getting some soak bottom. But I don't think they can contest this. Down a talent tier, couple levels. Looks like they're looking to push mid here. Maybe get some pressure on the fort. You don't.
So the Jaden went the water elemental. That's interesting.
Yeah, I guess this Wombo combo isn't what we were thinking it might be. Water Elemental's more to put pressure on a team, right? Like, you put pressure on a specific hero. Maybe he's thinking of putting on the Hanzo, try and pressure him off. I always like Water Elemental. It feels like Artanis' laser ultimate, right? It gets someone out of the fight a little bit because they got to deal with it. It's hard to burn one of those Water Elementals down, and you can't just have it sitting there on you without taking a serious amount of damage. Oh, I think we might be seeing an invade here. I think we might be seeing an invade. Oh, it looks like the cap. Are they gonna get out?
Have you seen a Mighty Gust yet from this Falstad or no?
There's been at least one that was into the keep and secured a kill on Zuni. And, earlier on the keep when they were fighting over keep. It was a pretty solid one. I mean, it ended up, I think, doing just as much harm as good. But that's often the case with.
That sounds like a blemish play. All right, so. All right, so now the goal for blue team is hopefully the next thing spawns right now. So they should fight over this. They have to win this one. If they don't win this trib, then the game's over.
There's going to be a fight. It is not a cursed trib too. So I mean, you can give it up if you find you need value somewhere else, but they need kills. I think they need to get a little bit more momentum in the game, and I agree with you, Fringe here. This is the place to fight, and they got to stand their ground. Because
if the blue team loses this trib, then red team gets 16, and blue team will not get 16 for the next trib, and then they won't be able to fight that. So they have to do this right now.
There's a lot of merc pressure on the map too, so it'll be interesting to see if this is a long, drawn-out fight, how far those are going to push in. The blue team might get 2 forts out of it, but look,
that was a good
getting aggressive. We got 2 fights happening on both sides. Blemzy's way out of position, gets the guest off. EBS goes down. Blemzy's in trouble. Oh, the Ancient Blessings goes. This is the time to go ham. Not enough ham, though. Too much mustard. Looks like Tower Baron's going to be the next fall.
I think what happened was that both tanks were diving. There has to be one of the tanks have to be back to peel for the squishies, and I think what happened was that both of them, both the Diablo and the Murden, both went in hard on the engage, which left the Falstad open to the Sonya to get the kill on Falstad. So
yeah, it's really important to stay together as a group always when you're in these situations. You get sometimes it seems so good to like go out of position, get that kill, get that dive, but if your whole team's not with you, you're in trouble. Oh, Joanna is getting into trouble here. They're trying to kill the front wall to get Yelly out of there. Is he going to get out? Oh, the heals from the Lili might secure it. Out comes the cups. Oh, root from Deckard. Lots of slows. This is looking like a good engage from Please Don't Ban Diablo. Jaina's doesn't get much value from her Blizzard, but Please Don't Ban Diablo's on the run because they are down 2 levels. Tough to make up for that talent deficit too.
Yeah.
It's just tough.
I think the one thing I would have done is maybe fly over the red team and use Mighty Gus and throw them into your keep. Why not?
You got to be careful. I mean, that half backfired last time, but you can. I guess they're at the point where they have to take some risks now. Oh, Jaina gets a lot of value there. Murden gets out by the skin of his teeth. So is Diablo, I think. Yep, he makes it out of there. Oh boy, Please Don't Ban Diablo is just hanging on by a thread in this fight. Managing their... Oh, look, and we got Sonya leaving the fight to get the trib.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a curse.
This has to be game now, right? You get bottom keep, and then you get mid keep, and that should be it.
I think you can still defend it. We'll see how they go. What Please Don't Ban Diablo really needs is 16. This boss is going to put a lot of pressure on him as well. A lot of people say you don't get the boss after you get the curse, but sometimes it is a good call, and I think in this case it might be. Burning it fast, push down bottom, try and get a pick, and then I think it's pretty much guaranteed. With that boss, too, that's a lot of pressure they're going to have to deal with. They're a lot of pressure top, too, here, Fringe.
It doesn't look very good. So they're actually priming the boss. This is a good idea to prime the boss by taking out the keep before the boss arrives. So now the boss can just go ham on the core without any interruptions to it.
They don't have to worry about tower shots either. And they get the kill on EBS graphics. Diablo. Ghost Bear looks like he's in trouble. I think this might be it, Fringe. I think it might be it. The Gus comes out but does absolutely nothing. Tavern Squared is running like a chicken with his head cut off. Jumping like a chicken with his head cut off, and he's going down for his efforts.
I don't understand the Murden pick. Right? If you're gonna, I mean, unless Diablo is a bruiser now that I'm not aware of yet, I just don't understand the Murden pick. But good games, GG's, and well played.
Okay, let's take a look at the stats. Should have probably brought the talent trees up a little bit more and talked about those as we went, but there's just so much action. So do you think that went the way you expected? I think it was a pretty good fight put up by Please Don't Ban Diablo. There was obviously some misplays in the team fights. Look at the stats here. Cassia, they were up to something with those blinds apparently. Grizzly pretty much doubled everybody in damage. Loxley's Hanzo was second, top on Please Don't Ban Diablo's team, but that was only 29k damage up to Cassia's 59k.
Yeah, I think the thing is that like when you have Deckard Cain, right? He has no crowd control other than his whatever the W ability or E ability, whatever one it is. You can't leave Falstad and Deckard Cain exposed like that in team fights. So, but yeah, it was well played by my team.
You're patting them on the back. You're going to give them a bit of a pep talk maybe before our next game.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you thought that didn't you say off the bat? You thought Please Don't Ban Diablo had the better draft, though.
Well, the thing is that the Hanzo can get the boss. If you go the W build with Hanzo, you can clear the boss really quickly, and I don't know why they didn't do that. But yeah, I don't know. I thought theoretically that there was enough crowd control to keep the, I thought that the blue team would be able to poke out the red team pretty easily, actually. But
it seemed like it came down just to just team fight and positioning and just execution, to be honest with you. Like we looked at this game and going through like the first half of the game before the first trib, or the first curse, I think it was pretty close in terms of experience most of the way, but Tower Baron Squared had the control of the tribs. They got the first curse. They used that to help snowball a bit. They got that boss. They pushed the boss on the keep, got the keep early. All that pressure, all that execution, I think, is what led them to victory here, 19-12 for kills.
Yeah, and also I don't think they got really much value out of the global, right? What you're supposed to do is have the global be in the off lane of the tribute. So if the tribute's in the top lane, you send your global to the bot lane so that he or she can soak the bot wave and then fly up to get to the top wave and get maximum XP. So that way, even if you do lose the team fight in the top lane, you have an XP advantage because of it. So, but overall, yeah, good game by the red team for sure.
Yeah. And just for those interested in the builds, here they are. Hanzo went Scatter Arrow all the way, looking to get that camp clear, which didn't become as much of a factor. Fallstad went Bribe and W build as well. Diablo went, I don't know Diablo well enough now, the new Diablo. Decker took extra slow with the Sapphire on 1, which is probably part of the reason that we saw a lot of slowing coming out of Decker there, I noticed. But some interesting other points here. Jaina's build went for Fingers of Frost at 1 instead of going straight up Cubel and not going Ring of Frost, which, I guess Elemental worked out for them because they ended up winning the game.
Oh, yes. I almost forgot. This is like a preview. This is probably like the week 2 matchup or whatever for Bush League, because Zex versus team FTBRG is actually the number 1 seed. So this is actually a preview of the number 2 and 3 seed.
They're not the number 1 seed anymore. They have to claim victory to take that top spot. So it's not a foregone conclusion yet, especially because we've got a lot of subs playing in the next game. Subbing for me, subbing for Liquid, and subbing for Lord Boo, so you never know what's going to happen. Maybe they'll pull out a pocket win, get rid of that goose egg, but you know what? We're going to take a break until we're ready for the next game. About a 10-minute break, guys. We'll see everybody soon.
Yep.
Okay,
Sounds good.
so we are back. We've got what teams do we have here, Fringe?
Well, we have the replacements as team 2 or team 4 in
Team
this one,
two.
and then
We're
we have
missing we're missing a few people on the team. Typically, I'd be playing on the team, just like you would have been playing on Tavern Squared usually. And we're also missing Lord Boo and Liquid, who are being subbed in by Shiz and Chaos Pigeon. And then Dorsch is there as a sub, but I mean, I think he's played more than half the game, so I'm not sure if you can call him a sub anymore. And who do we have on the other side?
we have Zexorus' team with Bacon, True Fusion, and Leviathan. So they've been on a win streak ever since Bacon has joined the team. I think they're 3-0 or 4-0, one of the two. So yeah, curious to see how this goes. Again, this is one of their go-to maps, Battlefield of Eternity. So Team FTRB chose the map. So yeah. Oh, so that team, Zexorus' team won the coin toss and they chose to go to Battlefield of Eternity, foregoing the first pick.
Yes, and interesting stat too. Team 4 has lost not only 8 games and not winning one, but they've lost 8 out of 9 coin flips as well. And we are about to go into the draft. Here we go. We are jumping into Battlefield of Eternity. So Team 4 has the first pick here. And it'll be interesting to see what we have out here. There's a couple unknowns, being Shiz and Chaos Pigeon. Brand new to the league, so we don't really know what to expect out of them. Shiz being the shot caller and the adoptive captain of Team 4 today.
So this is obviously your team. So what insights can you provide about your team?
Well, last week we tried Juice Pirates to no avail. I have no idea what they've got up their sleeve. I know that they've been playing a couple games before this started today. We had the subs in place, maybe 2 hours before the game actually started today. So they've been practicing a bit. I know Shiz likes kind of interesting pocket strats. So expect something wacky out of here. I know I've seen him play like Kerrigan's before, Asmodan comps. Like really anything can come out here. Battlefield of Eternity is an interesting one. You want a lot of DPS for the Immortal too. Only 2 lanes, so pocket strats are a bit minimized.
I'm very curious that the Zexorus' team banned out Varian because they've been using Varian heavily in their drafts. I wonder if they're going to go like with a Phoenix or something related to that because they have played Phoenix a couple times. So
yeah, or they know something that we don't because maybe they've been snooping around these 2 subs and seeing that they play maybe a lot of Varian. But we see Kael'thas come out, kind of an unorthodox pick for this map as well. Just because, I mean, like he doesn't do a ton of damage on that Immortal. Maybe that's not what they're going for here, though.
I think it's pretty obvious that the left team, the Kael'thas team, is going to go team fight team comp, while the other team will probably go race team comp. So the reason why Kael'thas has a lot of value in Bush League is that the lower level players tend to spread the bomb a lot and then group up a lot. So that's why KT is very powerful in the gold, silver, and bronze level, which is mostly what Bush League is comprised of. So very curious. So I actually like the Blaze pick.
And Lunara as well. We're going to see the new Lunara come out for the first time in Bush League.
I wonder if they're going to ban out Oriole. Oriole now has a lot of value now with new Oriole. So if I'm them, I'm potentially banning out that, or maybe like a tank, maybe ETC. Yeah. So there you go. See.
I think that Team 4 was actually trying to bait that out here, because I actually know that the healer does not play Ariel on Team 4, so they might have been just trying to bait out a ban. That's very Shiz's style, trying to like force the pick of the Lunara, make it seem like you're going Ariel. But I'd expect them to go probably Rhaegar or Lucio here, just knowing Dorsch's kind of comfort zones. So FTBRG, they're still lacking the damage to the Immortal here. Do we think we're going to see some of that? Maybe a Hanzo, maybe a Li. I guess Li Ming is probably out of the question with the Kael'thas, but we have seen double mage before in Bush League. Thrall's getting picked.
Think, yeah. Speaking about Dorsch, go back to Dorsch for 1 second. He also plays a good Morales. This actually could be a good team comp for Morales. Maybe not anymore with the Nubarak pick, but the Nubarak has been played in every game, I think, with Zexorus' team. So Zexorus is going to overextend a lot as Zexorus again in this game. But if the Team 4 has the ways to punish the Anubarak, they can actually do that. I wish they would go Tyrael and maybe get Holy Ground at level 13, and then you can definitely punish and punish that Anubarak. So
I expect to see Bacon on Thrall here. I think we all know he's got a very good Thrall, and hopefully he's planning on following up on Anubarak's dive, who we're assuming is going to be Zexorus. But like you said, Zexorus was quite often out of position, but he didn't get too punished for it. But this team does have a Greymane Lunara who can do quite a bit of damage here. Yeah. It's kind of riskier going Anubarak on Battlefield of Eternity because the other team often does have a lot of auto attack, which we see here.
Well, if the Greymane goes Curse Ball it, that Anubarak should die pretty quickly. There's a lot depending upon what the rest of the team comp is, but I think Lily's don't have trouble healing out the damage from Lunara if Lunara is played properly.
But the Lily's blinds can get a lot of value here. We see the Rhaegar come out, which I know is one of Dorsh's comfort picks, and the Joanna. So looks like they're trying to set up a very solid front line. They got Blaze in the solo lane. It's going to be tough to get to that Lunara and Greymane. I think Team 4's got a pretty solid Immortal setup. They're going to be able to zone pretty well with the Joanna and the Blaze, get the Greymane Lunara doing the DPS on the Immortal, and it looks like the strategy on the side of FTBRG is going to be to go in hard and go in heavy. I'd really like to see a stage dive out of the ETC here. Let's see what interrupts we have. We don't have many interrupts at all, actually. Joanna may be the only one on the side of Team 4, so maybe the Mach is the go-to pick here.
I think it's going to be Mosh Pit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
If you catch the Joanna in the Mosh Pit, they have no interrupts. So that's pretty much, I guess Rhaegar can cleanse Joanna out of it, and then she can interrupt, but that's a high burden of execution. So we'll see how this goes. I think a lot of it's going to depend on how this dive coordination on the side of FTBRG goes. I
would have liked the ETC on the red team. I think that would have provided more crowd control, because right now they're kind of... I mean, Johanna does provide some crowd control, but it's more of like a tickle. It doesn't really do very much, but the ETC actually has the ability to really punish and isolate kills better. So I'm very curious to see how this goes.
Yeah, I think Team 4 is going more for sustain and Immortal burn as opposed to the dive on the side of FTBRG. So we're going to see drastically different play styles coming out of both teams, and we'll see who can execute better.
Yeah, if Dorsh can do a good job cleansing the power slides from the ETC, I like the red team's ability to do well in this game. So
okay, I'll intro Team 4 first. We've got Chaos Pigeon, the unknown factor on Blaze, Shiz, the new captain of Team 4 on Lunara, Schizophrenic, Cheesemeister himself on the Greymane, Dorsh, top healer in the league on Rhaegar, and Enderwigan on Joanna. And then on the other side, who do we have, Fringe?
We have Trufu on ETC as a solo laner, I suppose. And you have Leviathan on Lily, Bacon on Thrall. What a surprise. You have Shin again on Kael'thas. What a surprise. And Zexorus on Anubarak. What a surprise. The same comp as always. All right, so let's see how this goes.
So obviously not a lot of surprises here. Nothing strange. ETC being the solo laner up top, so that'll be an interesting little matchup there. ETC versus the Blaze. See if the Blaze can take advantage of that. But we've got a little posturing here. Shin's waiting in the bush. We see a lot of sprays coming out.
Blaze should win this top lane really easily and force a rotation from the bot lane.
That might be the actually saving grace of the Team 4 in the early game here, leading up to that first Immortal objective. If you can dominate the solo lane, as we've seen Zunicorn do on your guys' team pretty frequently, you can dominate the game. That's certainly just so important. And we already see that happening up top, getting a lot of pressure. But hey, as long as you're soaking those lanes, getting that the XP, and not dying, you're doing your job.
So one thing to know is that if you saw that Johanna right there, he uses W early, and now he doesn't have it for this wave. You're supposed to save your W for the wave clear. Don't use it prematurely. So
Zexorus going down to half health, but Lily's bringing it up pretty quickly. Bacon's getting aggressive. Yeah, as long as Lily kind of keeps an eye on that Greymane, I think the engages from Team 4 are going to be difficult. We've got a little posturing here. Blaze is still doing pretty well in the top lane. Showing that cow how to get milked. Here we go. We got a bit of an engage here. Enderwigan is Burns W. Burns is unstoppable. The Team 4 is on the back pedaling here. Bacon's getting aggressive, acting as the tank.
Shouldn't the red team have better wave clear than the blue team right now in the bot lane? Or am I wrong about that?
Let's see.
I actually don't know. It's an open question.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Greymaine's got a lot of wave clear. Same with Joanna. We've got Kael'thas who can burn a wave with the Flame Strike and a couple living bombs. I think it's pretty close here.
Okay.
Later on, Lunara is going to come online with a lot of wave clear as soon as she specs into those talents. So I think it might start lending towards their favor a little later game. But early on, I think it might be pretty much a wash.
Right now, if you're Johanna, you go back right now. You go back right now, get your mana, and then you come back again and continue the fight.
Let's see. Are we going to see them go on here? Ender's still a little bit of time. I think Ender's going to hearth back now. Looks like Shiz is going to kind of hold the fort. We've got a camp being taken here. I like that happening now. That's perfect timing. They're going to cap it. FTBRG hasn't done a camp, but they might take the siege camp. Nope. Are they looking to get the late bruiser camp?
They're going to be
posturing for it. They got to hurry up.
They could still get it, but they're not going to get. They won't get as much value.
The thing is,
out of it.
What I'd like to see is Team 4 get really aggressive on this Immortal, get that positioning in early, start the DPS coming. They check that bush, no one's there. That's because they're not there, Schizo. They're on their camp.
It's kind of funny. We know where everyone is, but they don't.
They got to burn fast. They can get the turn. Yeah, I know. It's a little bit different when you can see everything.
Yeah. But yeah, so okay, red team is doing the right thing. Ooh, they have heavy engaged. I think the Greymaine's in trouble.
Well, it looks like they're getting out. So, no kills.
If you're the red team,
30% of the Immortal burn.
If you're the red team, just go back, go to the well, and come back again. Do not fight like this.
Yep, and it looks like they're clearing the minions bottom. Kael'thas clearing the minions top. They've kind of got a gentleman's arrangement here. And quickly, red team has finished theirs first, so they're going to engage here, probably try and get the Immortal to shift
They're
position.
engaging without the Rig Art. Bad idea.
They also know, they see Kael'thas up top, though, so they know it's not too bad. Looks like here's the change. The burn is real, though. Bacon trying to chase. See, it's going to be tough on these early Immortals with this team fight idea, because even if you do get a pick, the respawn timers are so quick, they can come back and they can burn that Immortal fast. Like, they have got barely nothing on the red Immortal here. And Shiz is... Oh, he might get punished for his overextension. Is he going to be able to hop away? Looks like Bacon wants some. But see, Schizo's now doing damage there. You chase one side, they come at the other. Getting that Immortal down. They need to get someone on the race. Top isn't even cleared yet, too. Killhouse did not finish clearing the top Merc camp.
If they just delay this as long as possible, they're going to get that keep for that tier. Oh, Shiz.
I think he's okay. Zexus is almost out of mana. That shouldn't be much. And you know what? Again, they overextended. They chased. Meanwhile, Team 4 is getting this Immortal. And they got damage on the fort up top, too. Value on the Mercs. Yeah.
It looks like Team 4 is doing good with their new captain, huh?
I guess so. Shiz is actually a really good shot caller, so he's a good person to have in there. Yeah, I guess the roster apocalypse is real. They got rid of their weak links. Myself and Liquid.
Hey man, my team won without me too. So, all right. So they did the right thing. You have ETC in the top lane and Blaze in the top, stuck in that lane. And now it's gonna be a 4-man bot. They should get this tier 1 structure if they play this properly. They have pretty good siege. The red team does so.
Again, the sidewall. Schizo is trying to sneak it there. And they're not gonna get.
This is Johanna. You gotta be a little bit aggressive more, Johanna. You're being too passive aggressive here. There you go. Yeah. There, good job. They probably won't get it. Well, actually, maybe they will.
Looks like they're gonna get not a lot of damage on either side being put out on the actual heroes themselves.
Ooh, they're gonna fight. Bacon's in trouble. Bacon's in trouble.
They're going after Bacon.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die.
You take out their best player, you're gonna keep following it up. They might even get a wall here. No, they're gonna do the safe thing. They got half of a tower. Top lane, Blaze is doing pretty solid. Looks like they're gonna get the camp here.
Yeah.
This
get the bottom
Team
camp.
4.
Good job.
Maybe all you had to do was get rid of Daz to create some action. Chaos Pigeon's doing a great job in the solo lane too. Okay, so we got
a good
this
idea.
here.
You should go back to mana if you can.
Let's take a look at the talents here. We did not see Convection, so Kael'thas went Mana Addict. It's always interesting, so you don't have to worry about him stacking that too much. Nerubian armor out of Anub'arak as per expected. One thing I'm actually surprised, Bacon hasn't finished his Echo of the Elements yet. I've seen him play before. He usually finishes that pretty early. We see Team 4 going for the top camp. Ooh, Rhaegar is going for an interesting trait build here, Wolf build. See that
okay, if I'm the red team, I just siege up top. I just trade tier 1s for it right now.
They got the Merc
Long
camp
as
too.
Schizo doesn't die, this is a great trade for the red team.
And they're burning it faster. This Merc camp, they can put a lot of pressure actually on the keep wall as well.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty solid. We got Sight there looking for the rotation.
If I'm red team, I just keep
did
going.
take the extra Wisp vision talent, which will help out. Look at that vision you get from that Wisp. Well, I gotta say, one team's definitely on the
Blue team didn't even get the keep or the tier 1. Now they're invading.
Oh, this is a good-looking invade here. Looks like Zekris might be in trouble. He burrows out. They're gonna get the camp. They're gonna get safely out of that. ETC does not show up for that fight. They're going to position on the Immortals. The blue team's got to clear that camp now too, or risk losing a fort, or at least a lot of
just do the Immortal
straight
red
to
team.
offense. I think they forgot which side is which here, but they got on it. Look at that burn. It's going to go down fast. We got blue team still clearing. They're just going to clear, and then I'm guessing they're defending as soon as the position changes. That's the smart move, I think, in this case, because they were on the back foot to begin with. But it's going to be tough. Red team's got 10.
Just keep doing. Do not get greedy and do the side camp. Do not do that. Just do your Immortal.
They're soaking.
No, don't. Schizo, don't be bad. Schizo, don't do that.
I think that's perfectly fine here. They know they're
okay.
They see them all.
Okay.
They see 4 bottom. They're gonna try and get this fort here. They know they're gonna burn it fast. Schizo's gonna get extra value to having that camp, pushing opposite probably to the Immortal. Let's see where the Immortal is. I think it's going bottom here.
All right.
Oh, that's going top.
I made the comment because they don't know where the blue team is, right? So if they hard engaged, which is possible.
They probably saw them bottom. I mean, it's hard because we don't exactly know where the vision was for the team, but I think they saw them on because they were pushing the minion wave. Okay. So now we've got a Merc camp and a full health Immortal, not a shred of shield.
This is going to be a keep. This has to be a keep. This has to be a keep.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to try and position for a finish here this early on. You're just past 10. You got to watch out for the mosh pit too. Now that after BRG's got their ultimates, this could change the game. A good mosh pit could really turn the tables here.
Yeah, this is where, if I'm the Johanna, I'm just waiting for the mosh pit.
Yeah, you gotta be fast on that D. Or on the R, I guess, if you're Johanna.
Yeah, I'm just holding my R just for the mosh pit. That's all I'm doing. And you actually have a Blaze that can act as a main tank now. And now you have Johanna who can play like more of a bruiser role.
Out comes Earthquake. They're making a stand. Oh, there goes the R. And I'm going to see a mosh pit. It looks like he's positioning for it. There goes. Not a lot of value. Gets the cleanse. No one in that mosh pit. You can stop that, true Mr. Fu. Here we go. Zextrus, a little bit out. He's going to get damaged by Lunar. Lunar is going hard on that engage. Gets the Ancestral.
This could be over.
Shred of health.
This could be game.
It still might be tough here. You're only level 12. You got not much damage.
They're doing it.
Thrall's gonna be up in 10 seconds. This is interesting. They do have a lot of burn. You're definitely right here, Fringe. It's going. Let's see. It's 73%, 70%.
This is it.
Rolling in quick. Shiz in the back line, losing a lot. Oh, this is gonna be. This might be type Schizo. Oh, and there we go. Look at that. Team 4 gets their first W, and guess what that means, Fringe? Your team is top seed.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're the top seed. Nice. Hooray.
Not nearly as excited as you probably should be. That means that in the playoffs next week, Team 4 will be playing Tower Baron Squared. Maybe I should bow out and maybe I should just help with the casting. Let Shiz and Chaos Pigeon take the reins here because, boy, they did pretty well. Looking at the numbers to Chaos Pigeon coming in with top hero damage on his team. Kael'thas doing the numbers on FTBRG. So what do you think about it? Look, only 3 to 2 kills. The team fight was not what it was about, I guess.
Yeah. The thing is that like the blue team, Zextrus' team wanted to go. No, they wanted to fight post 10, right? They wanted to get to level 10 and then fight like that, right? That was the whole idea. But the problem is that the red team snowballed it too much. And the ETC pick, if you have Thrall already, I think you need to have more of an assassin-based bruiser to go like a Sonya or something like that. But yeah, it was a really good game by Team 4. They got their first win.
Yeah.
Does that even count as a win for Team 4 since there's like more subs than regular players?
Well, technically all the subs were levels lower than the people they were replacing. So, but hey, they performed well. Like kudos to them. Like I said, maybe we should just hand the reins over to Shiz being the captain and Chaos Pigeon as well. They performed extremely well, even though there weren't a lot of kills on either side. I think the name of the game here, Team 4 just had map control with the Mercs. They had better Merc timings.
Yep.
The FTBRG didn't clear the Merc wave top during the first Mortal phase, got a lot of value there. And the Immortal burn, FTBRG just couldn't keep up with it. They needed to get those kills, and they just couldn't secure them. And they played right into Team 4's hands.
Yeah, so hopefully this win for Team 4 does not turn into a win streak. You know what I mean?
Are you getting a little nervous now, Fringe?
Possibly. If Shiz is playing and so is Chaos Pigeon, then yes, I am worried.
Well, maybe I'll have to get some pointers from them for next week. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see how those go. I think Goon is casting next week. Nexus Commentaries will be casting the week after, and then we'll have the finals. Caster still to be determined, but we're going to have someone casting that game as well, and that will conclude Season 1 regular season.
We should do week 2.
Maybe we should.
No,
well,
Nexus
like
comes playoffs. Second playoffs. We should do it. Our teams aren't playing. Just an idea.
that is true. Hey, you never know. Maybe we'll have to get this Fringe Daz combo back in here again. But yeah, I guess I was looking over the talents, but there's not a lot. This game was a fast one. 10 minutes, 14 seconds. Didn't even get to level 13. At least no one really picked their level 13 talents too much. But there's the talents for you. Interesting picks. Smosh Pip didn't get to see any value out of that, unfortunately. It was a bit of a whiff on the one, but I guess you had to try something at the end there.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw a cocoon. I have no idea, so I just claim ignorance. So.
I don't know if I saw a cocoon either. There was only the 10s on the side of FTBRG for that final Immortal push, right? So we didn't really get to maybe your experienced quote unquote casters might have caught all that, but I didn't see a cocoon come out. Maybe I was a little bit too busy watching the mosh pit or something, but yeah, I mean, it's tough when you're in your back foot like that. The potentially game-ending Immortal is pre-10 too. They just got 10 just before that final push. So
yeah, and one thing to know is that Dorsch doesn't play Oriole, so the Oriole ban. I mean, that's a meta ban, but as far as I know, Dorsch doesn't play Oriole. So
yeah, and
for those of you at home who want to learn about Bush League, do not ban Oriole if Dorsch is playing.
Well. Just in general, I feel like a lot of people don't have a lot of experience with Oriole these days too, because she's been out of the meta for so long.
It's been a year, right? I feel like it's been a year.
So even though she's strong, there's not a lot of people that play her. But that being said, well done on the part of Team 4 trying to bait it out. And I think that's exactly what they were trying to do. I'm sure that's what Shiz will say they were trying to think of. They're like, hey, we know we're not going Oriole. We'll put the Lunara Grey main there, make you think we're going Oriole, and make you waste your ban. So that's if that's what they're planning, then job well done.
Yeah, no, good job, Team 4. And now I think it's good for Blue Team now that they lost the game. Now that at least with my team, having a loss makes some players want to play more and get better more quickly. So should be interesting.
Yeah, shake up the meta a little bit. Okay, thanks, Fringe. Thanks everybody for watching. Fringe, it was a pleasure, bud. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
do this again.
Last minute casting.
Yeah, last minute, but definitely worth it. All right, thanks everybody again for watching. We'll catch you all later.